Get out your stock pot as big as you can, because today I'm making a vegetarian chili, because it's been cold. Hey, I'm Lisa and welcome back. And if you've been following the channel, you might notice I've been doing a few more plant-based dishes. I've been trying to eliminate my meat, eat more seafood here and there, and a lot more plants. So today I am making a vegetarian chili, and this chili is super easy to make. Takes about 30-40 minutes of cook time. And let me tell you some of the yumminess that's in this. This chili has yellow onion, red bell pepper, diced carrots, garlic. There's a little cumin and chili powder in there, a little smoked paprika. We have tomatoes, black beans, kidney beans, some frozen corn, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit, and vegetable broth. And you can top it off with some cilantro and fresh lime juice. So let's get our vegetables prepped, and before we put them in the pot, I'm gonna start with our carrot. So I'm just gonna peel these. Nice dice. A little red bell pepper. So make sure you cut all that out and make sure the seeds aren't in there. Chop up some cilantro. Be careful when you're looking for cilantro in the store. I have picked up Italian parsley by accident, not paying attention, and sometimes for whatever reason they like to put them together, which makes no sense because they look alike. So you can definitely tell from the smell, cilantro has a very specific smell to it. So just check your purchase before you purchase. I chopped a little more because I'm going to use this for garnish too. I'm going to cut the onion. This onion's pretty big, so I'm just going to use half of it. In the recipe I have one whole onion, so look for a small onion. Oh, I'm crying! Very strong. That's a lot of onion, that's why I went with a half. And I have to add a little garlic. Garlic is the best. So I just want to tell you a couple of other things about the ingredients. All of the beans, I have the black beans and I have the kidney beans, have been rinsed and drained. You don't want to leave the liquid that's in there because it's going to make it a little bit slimy. I don't like using that word when I'm cooking, but that's exactly what it would be. So make sure you rinse these really well and drain them really well. And then the tomatoes, the diced tomatoes, leave the juice in that. Don't throw that away because that's going to add more flavor to everything. And finally, I've used frozen corn. Now, my local store, I'm not going to name their name, was completely out of regular frozen corn, but they had this fire roasted corn. I thought that might be kind of cool to have. It'll just give it a little bit more of a smoky flavor, so we're going to give that a try. You can use fresh corn if you feel like doing the cob yourself, and I suppose you could go ahead and char it too. That's a lot of work when you can buy it frozen, so I'm using this today. So everything's prepped. Let's get over to my big pot. So I have the pot on a medium-high heat, and I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're gonna saute the onion, bell pepper, and the carrot. A little bit of cilantro jumped in the pot, but that's okay. So I'm gonna let this saute for about 8 to 10 minutes. I just want it to get a little bit softer. and then we'll keep going. All right, these vegetables have softened. I'm going to add in the garlic and all the spices. So I have chili powder, I have smoked paprika, and I have cumin. And I'm only gonna let this cook for a minute. And if you notice, I put the garlic in now because if I put it in earlier when I was trying to saute the vegetables, it would have burned. And burnt garlic does not taste good. Now we're gonna add in those tomatoes, the vegetable broth, kidney beans, and then black beans. We're gonna give that a stir. And let's go ahead and season the salt and pepper now. I'm putting in about a tablespoon of salt and about, say, a half tablespoon of pepper. And let's start there. You can season this as you go. Lastly, let's add that corn in there. It's very festive looking. So I'm gonna bring this to a boil, then I'm gonna reduce it to a simmer, and then I'll put the top on, and I'm gonna let it cook for about 40 minutes. So the 40 minutes are up, and this is done. Now I'm gonna show you a little trick to make this a little bit thicker. I'm gonna take about 2 cups of the chili, and I'm gonna head over to my blender, and I'm gonna pour that in there. And be careful of the steam, it's very hot. And we're just gonna turn this on. Again, be careful of the steam because it's hot. Look at that. But what this is going to do is help thicken up the chili. So we'll come back, pour it back in there. And this is a great way to avoid adding any cornstarch or any kind of thickener. Just use what's in the chili. And you can see it has more of a chili consistency now. Just give that a stir. So now I'm going to add about, I'm guessing this with my hands, about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. And to add a little acid, I'm going to add some fresh lime juice to that. Stir that in. I'm going to do a little taste test because this is the time if you're going to add a little bit more salt or a little bit more lime, you can get it right where you want it. So I'm good with this. Can't even talk. I'm good with this, but like I said, this is the time to like finesse it just the way you want it. Now you can add all kinds of extras to this. You could add cheddar cheese or some type of cheese that's shredded. You could add avocado, tortilla chips, sour cream, whatever you like. I add a little more cilantro, more lime juice, whatever you want, make it your own. And if you want to make it a little hotter, get a little cayenne pepper in there. That'll like kick it up. And I promise you, you are not going to miss the meat with this. It's right on point. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can click over here. And I'll see you next time.